to Hits from the Bongos. I am Evan King. And these are my bongos. And I'm sure everyone out there is just dying to learn bongos. I mean, come on, what's not fun about bongos? It doesn't really take that much to learn bongos. It seems hard when you see videos of professionals just going crazy on them, but honestly, it's pretty simple. You just need to have some sort of metronome, which I have on my phone, and of course bongos, which bongos are pretty cheap. You don't have to spend that much on bongos. I think these were like $70, something like that. But yeah, let's get started. First, you start with your click track. I've got mine set to 100 beats per minute, which is a little slow for a lot of bongo type of music, but it's really up to you how fast you want it to be. But yeah, that's about how fast we're going right now. And you want to start, if you're right-handed, I would prefer having the larger side of the bongos, the larger head on the right if you're right-handed, which obviously I am. And you just start with a simple beat like this. And so you get used to just counting in your head. And you keep doing that until your right hand gets used to it and you just consistently count, and after a while it just comes natural to you. And you want to hit this on the upbeat once you get this hand completely used to it, so you can see. And the more you do that, the more you get accustomed to counting with both of your hands. That's the main key. You want your hands to basically count as much as your head. You don't want your brain to know how to count and not your limbs for bongos. You've got to be counting basically with your hands. So you can keep doing that, and eventually you can make little beats out of it. Like you can cut one sound out and it makes it even more different. Like instead of, you can or I mean, it's up to you. It's really basically it's whatever song you're wanting to learn first. I mean, if you're wanting to play along with something, or if you're just wanting to learn the basics. Like I said, the main key is simple counting. You've gotta be able to count. You know, what's easy to start with sometimes is doing both hands. Just and you just keep doing that over and over and over again until basically it's something you just think about all the time. It's not something that comes naturally at first, but it's simple math. You're just counting, and this is a 4/4 rhythm. Intricate rhythms are going to be for another session. This right now is just simple bongos. You know, you want to make sure you keep counting all the time. I mean, that's the biggest part of practice for any rhythm instrument, is counting. And the more you do it, the more it comes naturally. So you can just consistently just eventually you change it up. That comes with time. You eventually just learn that you can learn to fit as many notes into the beat as you can, without it sounding excessive. Of course, you don't want to drown out the actual song you're playing with, and but it's always good to have a metronome just to keep the rhythm for you, to help you practice counting. And eventually your brain becomes one of those. Your brain just sort of robotically counts, and it's not, like I said, it doesn't come naturally at first. But it is something that you'll learn to love if you really truly want to do it. It's something that I learned to love growing up, was just the rhythm. Lots of tribal drumming and things like that. And if you're left-handed, obviously you'll want to turn them so the smaller one is on the right, and that way you'll be able to differentiate between which bongo you're hitting based on hand usage. And you also learn to play on an upbeat, like it's all in the hands and the brain, of course, but you got to focus on your hands. Everyone can count in their head and tells themselves they have rhythm, but honestly, real rhythm, if you ask me, starts with stuff like this: tapping your fingers on a desk, tapping pencils around like kids used to do in high school, stuff like that. And you have to be able to, of course, afford bongos, and you just really have to want it. That's the main goal here, is to reach out to people who want to learn bongos and are intrigued by just a simple and eventually you'll be learning your own songs, songs you look up you want to play, like you got the Apache. And you also have, there are many slower songs than 100 beats per minute, but 100 beats per minute, if you ask me, is perfect to start it. And but yeah, that's basically it. You want to learn simple bongos, just count. Start with counting and get used to it, and eventually it'll come around and you'll start enjoying it, and you'll be thinking about playing them and maybe getting a drum set. Who knows? It's really up to you. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you join the next session of Hits from the Bongo with Evan. I'm Evan.